Here they come. They're often pacing. Scooter's Hot Wings in the middle. Takes a short lead on the outside. Show You Right. Ranging up for Morgan. Moonlight Madness away in third. Show You Right takes command, a length and a half from Scooter's Hot Wings. Moonlight Madness racing in third. Length and a quarter back to Thor racing fourth, followed by Channel in fifth. Then it's Art Gregory Jr. and Kickapoo Brave. Your two trailers past the quarter. Yankee Blizzard and Anaheim, 28-1. The opening quarter, they race up the backstretch. They pass by the 3/8, and your leader is Show You Right and Tony Morgan. A length to Scooter's Hot Wings, length and a half. Moonlight Madness racing third. Length and a half to Thor. A length to Channel. Anaheim starts to make his rally. Then it's Kickapoo Brave and Yankee Blizzard. Half was timed in 58 seconds, no change up top. The leader is Show You Right, pacing comfortably, in hand to Morgan. Perfect trip for Scooter's Hot Wings. There goes Moonlight Madness. Out from third, Thor right behind him. On the inside, Channel saves ground. Anaheim now 7.5 off the lead. Kickapoo Brave and trailing the field, Yankee Blizzard. They're in the home stretch. Show You Right under pressure. Moonlight Madness up to Collerum and now takes command. 3/4, 1:27.4. Moonlight Madness into the final 8th mile. Leads at a length. On the inside, Show You Right is battling back. Here comes Anaheim. Anaheim with a burst of speed, trying to run down the 2-year-old Moonlight Madness. Moonlight Madness in deep stretch, just enough to hold off the favorite Anaheim. Show You Right third at 1:56. Here they come. And they're off. Magic Command on the inside. Good beginning for him. St. Peter Days also showing pace. On the outside, here comes Tough Legacy. And now Tough Legacy backing off, coming through the inside. Paradigm now takes over second into the turn. Magic Command in front, a length and a half. Paradigm racing in second, a length. St. Peter Days. Tough Legacy up on the rim, parked out in fourth. On the inside, Hyperbolic racing in fifth, length back to Shamrock Silky. Quarter was timed in 28-2. Race up the backstretch. Magic Command leads at a length from Paradigm, length and a quarter back to St. Peter Days. Tough Legacy having a tough go of it early on. Length back to Hyperbolic. Now there goes Joppa Job, followed by the other 2-year-old Maxie Wabbit. On the inside, a half length back to Shamrock Silky, Incredible Marv, and Hennigan Wrecking. Half in 59-1. Magic Command shows the way onto the far turn. Good trip for Paradigm and McGee. Tough Legacy still out there third, taking a lot of wind. Right behind him, Joppa Job. St. Peter Day saves ground with 3/8 to go. On the outside, Maxie Wabbit now angles out 3 wide. Hyperbolic looks for racing room. They come off the corner. Magic Command quickly into a 3-length advantage. Maxie Wabbit now picks up the chase. 3/4, 1:29.3. 3/16 to go. They're on their way home. They have to catch Magic Command. Magic Command still leads it. Paradigm now closing into the leader's margin. Magic Command digging in. Paradigm. Here comes Hyperbolic. Hyperbolic is flying through the inside. Hyperbolic takes it. A length. Magic command, then a photo for third in 1:58 and 3. Field of 9 pacers lining up as they approach the starting point, picking up speed. Here they come. They're often pacing. Indian Winner will get the first call, and right alongside is Kewanee Express. Indian Winner takes command a length from Kewanee Express. Incredible Hugh, 2.5 behind third. Length back to the 2-year-old Judy's Jackpot, followed by Mask the Kiss. Length in front of Lightning Strike Me and Randy Jacobs. A length to Illini Express. Then it's the favorite Nuclear Chip settling in second to last. Trailing the field is Pocket Knife. Quarter 29 and 2. Move up the backstretch. Indian Winner leads it by 2. Kewanee Express racing in the pocket. 2.5 back to Incredible Hugh. There goes Mask the Kiss moving steadily. Alongside Incredible Hugh. Length back to Judy's Jackpot. Now Illini Express. Quickly into the action, followed by Nuclear Chip. Pocket Knife on the move. On the inside, shuffled back Lightning Strike Me. Half in a minute, 3/5. Indian Winner leads it on the outside. Mask the Kiss, the challenger, with Kewanee Express. Right there in third, Illini Express. Racing on the outside fourth with 3/8 to go. To the inside of him, Incredible Hugh. Nuclear Chip is third over with 6 to make up, with a little more than a quarter of a mile apace. On the inside, the 2-year-old is hemmed in. That's Judy's Jackpot. Passed by 3/4, 1:31 even. Indian Winner leads it in the home stretch. On the outside, Illini Express. And now Nuclear Chip uncorking a rally. Here comes Nuclear Chip. Indian Winner. Neil Coleman trying to keep him alive. Inside the 8th pole, it's Indian Winner, but Nuclear Chip has the momentum. And now Nuclear Chip takes command in the final yards. It's Nuclear Chip in front. 2 minutes and a 5th. Indian Winner second, close for third. Incredible Hugh, maybe. The 2-year-old Illinois conceived in fold fillies lining up. Here they come. They're off. Town Stadium. Out quickly for Morgan on the outside. Broadway Special. Also a good beginning for her. Broadway Special now takes command a length. Town Stadium racing in second. A length and a half. Start Me Up racing third. Length and a quarter back to I Saw It on TV. Followed by Be My Little Baby and Neil Coleman. They're just ahead of Accessorize and Bill Beckley. Length and a half. Boru Go Cow and Gary Rath. Length and a quarter back to the first-time starter, Wheatland Star. Followed by another first-timer. The Thrill Is Gone. Trailing the field. Past the quarter station, Shamrock Storm. 29 seconds. Past the 3/8 from the outside. There goes I Saw It on TV. I Saw It on TV with Broadway Special right alongside, and lurking behind those two, here comes Be My Little Baby and Neil Coleman. Town Stadium back to fourth. Accessorize off the pylons. Then it's Start Me Up. Boru Go Cow. Half in 58 and 3, 29 and 3. Second quarter onto the far turn. Be My Little Baby. Up to take on I Saw It on TV. With 3/8 to go on the inside, Broadway Special. Good trip for her, Accessorize. Racing on the outside, Town Stadium. Hemmed in along the rail. They turned for home. Now a 1/4 mile apace. I Saw It on TV. Broadway Special. Be My Little Baby has dropped back 4.5 off the lead inside the 3/16. I Saw It on TV. Now rose out willingly for Holland. I Saw It on TV in deep stretch. Has a 6-length lead. Be My Little Baby's not going to get there. In between horses, Town Stadium and Broadway Special. It's all I Saw It on TV. 157-1. Broadway Special second and Town Stadium third. Here they come. They're off in pacing. Good start for Stir It Up, Mikey Mouse, and Night Gig. Those three all leaving for position on the outside. Stir It Up now takes a short lead. Night Gig will yield a length back to Mikey Mouse and Tony Morgan. Length back to Win Back Revenge. Length and a half. Finds in his own and Irvin Miller. Followed by Highway Gambler and Neil Coleman. Length and a half to Extreme Sabra. Then your trailer is Tasman, 28-2. Opening quarter off the turn, they race up the backstretch. Stir It Up leads at a length. There goes Mikey Mouse. Mikey Mouse and Stir It Up, the two favorites, will go at it early on. And now Stir It Up will yield the lead. Length back to Dave McGee and Night Gig, racing third. Length and a half. Win Back Revenge on the outside. Highway Gambler looking for cover, now gets it. On the inside in his own saves ground, along with Extreme Sabra. Tasman, about 7.5 off the lead. They've paced the half in 58-3. They wheel out to the far turn to Mikey Mouse. In command, Stir It Up, right there on his heels. Win Back Revenge, now on the move. Win Back Revenge pulls within a neck of the leader, Mikey Mouse. Stir It Up, racing in the pocket. Night Gig needs racing room. Right alongside Highway Gambler. They're in the home stretch. 3/4, 128-4. On the outside, Win Back Revenge, putting Mikey Mouse to the test. Here comes Stir It Up. Mikey Mouse leads it on the inside. Mikey Mouse now draws clear by 2. Stir It Up trying to mow him down. Stir It Up is a bit rough gated on the inside in his zone. Now making up some ground in the final stages. But it's all Mikey Mouse. Mikey House is cruising to victory at 156-4. Close for second and third. The Illinois-bred fillies, they're lining up. Field of 9, picking up speed. Here they come. And they're off. Image of My Sister, the first to show speed. Now there goes Broadway Terry, along with Muffled Dancer. Broadway Terry and alongside Image of My Sister, right behind those two. 2.5 back, Muffled Dancer. Length back to Jake Sugar racing fourth. Length and a half back to KB's Trudy in fifth. Gap at 2.5. Finds Blizzard Baby. just in front of EA's Promise. Then it's Fox Valley Charade, Diamond Business, 27-3. Broadway Terry sets the tone, a quick pace, leads at a length. Image of My Sister racing in the pocket, a length and a half back to Muffled Dancer. Then it's Jake's Sugar, length and a half back. KB's Trudy now swings to the outside, followed by EA's Promise. On the inside, it's Blizzard Baby, 4.5. Finds Diamond Business alongside Fox Valley Charade, half in 57 seconds. Broadway Terry leads it onto the far turn. Image of My Sister now dropping back. KB's Trudy takes over second. EA's Promise quickly into the action. They come to the corner. Broadway Terry leads at a length as they turn for home. Now they've got a quarter of a mile apace. Broadway Terry will try to leg out another quarter mile. EA's Promise in hot pursuit. 3/4, 127-1. EA's Promise up to take on Broadway Terry with KB's Trudy right behind those two. Blizzard Baby rallies from fourth. Diamond Business moves up in fifth. EA's Promise takes a short lead. Broadway Terry, she's not finished. It's EA's Promise. Broadway Terry, one last move to come back. EA's Promise maybe over Broadway Terry. Very tight finish. Jake Sugar rallied for third. Here they come. They're often pacing. Magnum Wood lags far behind. Good start. Fox Valley Tyler, Rocky Silk. Those two hook up early on. And crossing over from the outside, Fox Valley Tyler now opens up a 2-length lead on Rocky Silk and Dave McGee, followed by Mr. Greed, tucked away in third. Length and a quarter back to Flying Chester, racing fourth. Bad News John fifth. Then it's the first-time starter Big Wayne and Jim Curran, followed by Cullen Wonder far back after the early miscue. Magnum Wood 28-3 opening quarter. On the outside, there goes Mr. Greed. Mr. Greed now takes command. Fox Valley Tyler will yield and take the trip, a length and a half back to Rocky Silk racing in third. Bad News John starting to get into it fourth. On the inside, Flying Chester, followed by Cullen Wonder. Big Wayne is on the move. The half in 58-1. On to the far turn, Mr. Greed in command of the pace. Pressure from Bad News John. Fox Valley Tyler, good trip for him. On the outside, Cullen Wonder poised and ready to strike for Dean McGee. Racing along the rail, Rocky Silk. On the outside, Big Wayne moves up. Then it's Flying Chester. Now a quarter of a mile apace. Reach 3/4, 128-2. On the inside, Mr. Greed looking to put away Bad News John. Fox Valley Tyler lurking in the pocket. He looks for racing room. Cullen Wonder starting to get into it. On the far outside, here comes Rocky Silk. Mr. Greed digging in. Morgan now urging him on. Fox Valley Tyler is blocked in. It's Mr. Greed. Mr. Greed in front. Fox Valley Tyler may have nosed out Bad News John for second in 157-4. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start. 3 outside horses. Mr. Dignitary, New Coverage, and Arbro Copus all showing pace. Mr. Dignitary in between them. Takes a short lead. Now Arbro Copus up to challenge. New Coverage coming away third off stride. Into the turn was J.C. Broadway. Midway around the turn, approaching the opening quarter, the long shot, Mr. Dignitary, out in front, 27-3. Arbro Copus prompting the pace, New Coverage. Right there in third, 3.5 back to Piper Wellmanor, length and a half. Denali's Rapture, Stormic Rain 4 behind him. Length and a half back to Dale Heitman and Our Last Chef. That's a gap of 5 to My Kingpin, Fast Lane Lover. Far back, J.C. Broadway. Moving to the half, Mr. Dignitary still leads it. Gets him down to the half, 57-1. On the outside, here comes New Coverage. Arbro Copus racing in third. Denali's Rapture ranging up fourth. Piper Wellmanor fifth. Stormic Rain starting to get into it. He's 4.5 off the lead. Length and a half back to Our Last Chef. My Kingpin and Fast Lane Lover. They're right alongside each other. Quarter of a mile apace. New Coverage. On the outside, takes command. 3/4, 127-2. Final 3/16. It's New Coverage. Now here comes Stormic Rain. Stormic Rain with a burst of speed takes the lead and strides clear into the final 16th. Stormic Rain. Much the best here. Stormic Rain cruising on down to the line. Here's the time, 1:55-4. Tight photo for second between New Coverage and Our Last Chef. Field of 10 lining up. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Holly Hill Hopper comes out quickly for Morgan. Here comes Ride Control. Ride Control crossing over to take the lead away from Holly Hill Hopper. 4.5 back to HRS Playful, racing in third, a length and a half. LB Monster is fourth. Mr. Johnny securing early position, racing fifth, just in front of Take the Money. 2.5 back to John Morgan, a length and a half. Blast Hanover. Hayman Island moving in the early stages, and trailing the field, Master Plumber. 28-1. Of the opening quarter, they settle in up the backstretch. They're all in behind Ride Control. He leads it past the 3/8, a tight length. Holly Hill Hopper tracking in second. HRS Playful racing third. There goes Take the Money and Andy Miller. Right on his back, Hayman Island. LB Monster saves ground with Mr. Johnny. Blast Hanover and John Morgan now starting to get into it. Master Plumber trails. Half in 58 seconds. They wheel on to the far turn. Hit still. Ride Control, Take the Money. Right off his flank. Good trip for Holly Hill Hopper. Hayman Island right there in fourth. He's set to move up 3 wide. On the inside looking for room is HRS Playful. They're in the home stretch. Quarter of a mile apace. Ride Control. The one to catch, 3/4, 127-3. Ride Control hanging on. Holly Hill Hopper racing in the pocket. Take the Money is starting to back off. Hayman Island racing on the outside fourth. Blast Hanover. Here comes Holly Hill Hopper from the pocket. Up to test. Ride Control. Ride Control digging in. Ride Control holds on a 1.5 length. Holly Hill Hopper, Mr. Johnny third at 156. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Fox Valley Vanna is on a break. Crash Landing. Quickly challenged by Afraid of the Dark, and now Crash Landing draws clear into the first turn. Afraid of the Dark will yield for now. 4.5 back to Hearts Nina racing third. A length and a quarter back to Double Faced racing in fourth, followed by Can Be Jade. A length and a half to Holly's Guarantee. She's the 2-year-old. A length and a quarter back to Dean McGee and Rock and Roll Music. A length and a half Fox Valley Janelli. A length and a half Pretty Miss Ideal. 28-3 the opening quarter. Dave Maxwell has his hands full. Once again, with the pace setting, Crash Landing. He tries to harness her speed. Midway up the backstretch, Crash Landing. Clear by 2.5. Hearts Nina takes over second, a length and a half from Afraid of the Dark. Length and a half Double Faced, then it's Can Be Jade. A length and a half Rock and Roll Music, Fox Valley Janelli. On the inside, Holly's Guarantee, Pretty Miss Ideal, 57-4. Time for the half, 3/8 of a mile to go. It's still Crash Landing. Now, Hearts Nina starts to reel her in. On the outside, Double Faced, racing in third, backing off dramatically. Afraid of the Dark. They're in the home stretch. Approaching the final quarter, and Hearts Nina now takes command. 3/4, 128 even. Hearts Nina leads it with 3/16 to go. Crash Landing, she hangs tough. Double Faced racing in third. Here comes Rock and Roll Music. Rock and Roll Music quickly up to take on Hearts Nina. And now Rock and Roll Music on the outside puts ahead in front. Rock and Roll Music striding out to win it. A half length. Hearts Nina second. Double Faced, then Can Be Jade at 158-2.